Yeah, it's like that's what I'm. In Indiana, and there's some of the location of how difficult is it to get.
And toast. It comes in off the
I think it's somewhere. How is your more spots to forget about? But it.
We're driving to New Hampshire.
Recommendations try to fill up at least in Virginia, but it's still kind of pricey.
We can make it. We can make
I don't know
it.
what is with my luck, but I try to like look at gas buddy and I try to like. I see gas price saying fine. I need to get gas. I'll stop. So I stop, and it's like fine. Like stop. It's like a 20 cent cheaper, and I'm like, I was looking at the map, but it's every time I try to get the cheaper gas, and I always pass by. It's like, oh look, I'm cheaper here. And I'm like, where were you? How do I see that? I don't know what's with my luck. That's why I tell people like it's gotta be 20 cents or greater for me to like feel again a little more. But that's what I was saying. I was like in Maryland, it was like a 50 cent difference to here.
Higher.
Higher. I think all around the DC area. Virginia's fine. It's okay. North Carolina, good. It's like, and then New England, just forget about it. You know, you're just get out a small loan. Have a good week. You too, Robert. We'll see you. And enjoy your Memorial Day weekend.
long as I can still get on the internet, I'm fine. I just have to, like, every time I try to get on here, it just tries to tell me I can't.
Doesn't like you, man.
Well, it's ever since we got the new phones.
Yeah, it does that. After hospitalization, what's that?
Chad, that's what the hell I'm. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Weird. Still racing. Holy cow. All right. Wow. Hey, do you have a phone charger for the lightning thing?
This one?
Is that, yeah, well, that one. Is yours, you need charging?
No, I'm good. Why not? You want to move it?
Not buzz, but.
Okay. Is the app that sign on here? Or is that the app?
Doesn't, it could be, I don't know.
We'll find out.
We will.
I don't think they want to do it now. Oh, I got you.
Executive session. Oh, you already got it.
You just gotta remember to do it. You know how that is.
In a certain section. Okay. Yeah, I've already talked to him. Okay.
You gotta, we'll move all these to consent.
We need to do that in the beginning.
We would have to do it, we'd have to amend it.
I don't know if it's worth it. Is it worth it? No. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make instead of doing this one at a time.
We're just gonna make one motion for all these.
From last week?
From this week for the voting.
Today?
No.
From next week.
No.
He doesn't need another one. Well,
No.
those are for, she's gonna put them on there.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Dallas County Board of Commissioners voting session. Today is Thursday, May the 21st, 2021. Appreciate everyone with us in attendance as well as those that are with us online. I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
Make a motion to exit executive session.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Stowers, seconded by Commissioner Bruce. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote.
Trying to come through, Chairman, but it's 4-0.
All right, so that's approved 4-0. Let the record show that all 5 commissioners are present. Ask everyone to please stand for a brief invocation and pledge. If you would bow your heads, please. Our dear gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and for the many blessings of life. We ask for knowledge and wisdom to carry out the business of this county. Anything that we accomplish, we'll give you the honor and glory. In Christ's name we do ask and pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May be seated. Are there any announcements on the board? Any announcements on the board?
I would just like to formally congratulate Alexa for winning her race and going to be with us for another 4 years.
Thank you.
And with that, I would like to thank all of our citizens who voted for Splosh 8. We really appreciate that. That, as Joey said in an email he sent me, that is the future. That helps us with the future, and I appreciate all the support that the citizens give us every day, and I appreciate that. We'll move on to the approval of the minutes. First half of the minutes, the work session held on May 7th, 2026. Any additions or deletions? Motions.
Motion to approve is presented.
Motion by Commissioner Stowers, seconded by Commissioner Bruce. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote.
Kristen. Don't go executive. Yeah, this is, it's.
I went ahead and
strange
redid it.
things.
I hit
Oh,
it.
you did?
Go ahead and approve it again, and then it should.
Okay. Did that come through? It did. Okay.
And that is approved 4-0. Next up, we have the minutes of voting session held on May 7th, 2026. Any additions or deletions? Motions.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Stowers, seconded by Commissioner Bruce. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. And that is approved 4-0. Next up, we have the approval agenda. I do have addition of number 9 under new business, request to donate surplus community emergency response team trailer. I'll entertain a motion to accept the agenda with that one change.
Should be number 6.
Yeah, number 6.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Stowers, seconded by Commissioner Bruce. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. That is approved 4-0. Next up, we have the consent agenda. Well, no one saw public comment in this section. Consent agenda is next. FY 2026 Violence Against Women Act Grant Award Acceptance. Request to accept Bryan State Crisis Intervention Program supplemental funding for treatment services, state contract purchase for transit bus using Georgia Department of Transportation Transit Trust Fund Program funds. Any other information needed? Motions.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Commissioner Bruce, seconded by Commissioner Turkett. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. And the consent agenda is approved 4-0. We'll move on to zoning. We have ZA 2614. Sean Courtney has submitted. Okay, son, quit calling me. Hopefully nothing's wrong. All right, so I'll let you read that in a minute. But Sean Courtney has submitted a request to the proper authorities on behalf of Bold Wealth Management for land use amendment to rezone approximately 20.89 surveyed acres from RA residential agriculture to CHI commercial highway intensive to allow for proposed office, flex, and warehouse development. The proposed rezoning is consistent with the Georgia 400 mixed-use future land use character area map. The subject property is located at Whitmire Drive, Dawsonville, Georgia, 30534. Parcel numbers 107078, 107078-004, 107078-005, and 107-077. And the rules that we'll use in our zoning process, the planning director will present the application and recommendation of the planning commission. We'll hear from the applicant, then we'll open the hearing. We'll hear from those in favor of the application, hear from those who are opposed to the application. Each person wishing to speak will be allotted 3 minutes per our zoning guidelines. 10 minutes per side includes the applicant as well. They'll have 3 minutes. If they need more time, they can ask that of the board. Anyone who speaks will need to sign in and give us your name and address. Anyone who has donated $250 or more to any candidate, you will need to fill out a form stating so. Richard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a proposed mixed use of commercial and industrial, and the industrial would be light industrial. This would be commercial along Whitmire Drive and industrial farther back into the property. So this is south side of Whitmire Drive near Lumpkin Campground Road. And some of the items that have been noted are there are existing single-family homes on Lumpkin Campground Road in this area, and typically there'd be a 50-foot buffer, but because it's in the overlay district, it would be a 70-foot buffer. and the applicant has worked with staff to revise and amend their concept site plan, so it does show that already. And staff has also made the applicant aware that based on Public Works comments, additional right-of-way area will need to be dedicated to the county. The applicant has revised their concept plan and has agreed to a condition, which the Planning Commission put in their recommendation. Staff has also noted that landscaping is required significantly along the visible Whitmire Drive area, and that is 20 feet in width. Initially, the applicant was looking at 10 feet and a possible variance, but the applicant has worked well with staff, and they've noted that, that's acceptable to keep with the county code 20 feet. That's one of the recommended conditions of Planning Commission. The applicant has also noted Public Works comments about the proposal to have 2 access points. The one that would be closer to 400 would be a full access point, and then the one on the west side would be more for trucks only for the industrial. And so the west entrance would just be right in, right out. Planning Commission put a recommended condition that median to be added to the west entrance, making it right in, right out access. And then also the applicant and Public Works have been working, and then Public Works also noted that on the east, which would be the main entrance point where you'd have probably a combination of employees, customers, and some trucks, that Public Works added a condition. Public Works, prior to approval of civil plans, shall evaluate the needed throat depth from the east access into the development to potentially be deeper. In terms of the west property line, 70-foot required buffer, that's part of code, so it's not needed to be a condition. If the Board of Commissioners wants to lock that down and make sure that there's no variance applied, that's worth considering. Also, there have been concerns in the last week about gas station and storage facility used throughout the county and the saturation of that. And so if Board of Commissioners considers that as a possible condition, say to prohibit gas stations, oil change, and storage facilities, like mini warehouses in particular, that may be worth considering. The industrial, as proposed, is a little speculative. It's not, an exact name brand, but what they're looking at is flex office and some warehousing, and then also some light industrial that would be sort of warehousing. And really, what we're talking about is not processing heavy industry. Heavy industry is not allowed in this zoning district. So again, just to confirm, this is not the industrial CIR district. This is CHI, and it is in line with the future land use. So again, Planning Commission recommended approval with conditions.
Questions for Richard? Thank you, sir. Is the applicant present? Come on up. Tell us what you'd like to do. You're gonna need more than 3 minutes. Let me know, and I'll ask the board to give you more time.
I should be able to do it in 3 minutes.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I'm Sean Courtney with Lipson Johnson, 112 North Main Street, here on behalf of Bold Wealth Management. So this is a little over 20 acres on Whitmire. And as your planning director stated, that be more commercial along the front and then sort of flex in the middle, and then be more industrial warehouse in the back. He mentioned the county not wanting the oil change, gas station storage. That is the intention of our client to build those type of uses. Planning Commission was in support. We meet the land use map, and we just asked for your approval. Glad to answer any questions.
Question for the applicant.
So we talk about speculative on the backside. We've got and I could have asked this to Richard, I guess. So we've got a drawing here. The intention is to keep this exact same footprint, even with it being speculative on the buildings.
Yes, that would be the layout, and that's typically how industrial is built, where you build it and then they come.
And tell me, what's your target market for filling that? What do you envision? What does the owner envision? What type of client do they want in that?
Um, I mean, I can tell you from the flex perspective, you have small business, your contractors,
Small
things
business
like
is a very
that.
broad statement.
It is,
I want
but
some more
it's
specifics.
sure. Just say your name. And
Adam Bagji. My address is 4605 Davis Farms Drive, Cumming, Georgia, 30040. Mostly those kind of like a small space are used for the small businesses, like contractors. Let's say the HVAC contractor, like plumbers, they use for a storage. They come and get their stuff. Like they go for services, and some like home decorators and um, like a not a car repair type of thing. We don't allow that. Just like a they are doing like a tint or like a audio systems to the cars and those kind of things.
Okay. I know we have a few of these in the community, and it does seem like we've got a lot of internal permanent parking, or not say permanent parking. You may have a boat repair shop where you got boats scattered out throughout the parking lot. Is that something that you would
Normally, we
entertain?
don't allow like outdoor storage, so there is no like an overnight parking in the parking lot.
Okay.
Yes, we have like a almost completed one in coming in Forsyth County.
But it hasn't started. You haven't put tenants or anything in there yet. They haven't.
We don't own one, but there are like some examples like in Forsyth County.
I'm just curious, like traffic, how much is going to be going in and out,
There
and
is
are
there
there?
is not much traffic, especially during the day. Like I said, most of our small business contractors, so they come in the morning, they get their stuff, and they go to the streets.
Okay.
So mostly you will see like a empty parking lot, and then since there is no like overnight parking allowed, so they have big roll-up doors, so they park inside.
And with the industrial, I think it said in the back. Oh, my computer, I apologize. Mine's dead.
3 buildings. There are
Okay.
3
How are
buildings.
we looking on like large trucks that are coming through? And is it an overnight situation where they would be working
These are
nights?
like a regular, like a distribution warehouses. So no, mostly like no manufacturing, mostly like a distribution warehouse. So I am not sure if there will be any like they park their truck, mostly they come and go. They leave the stuff and go.
From a design perspective, in buildings you have them as retail. I often don't see you've got parking on both sides. Like entrances could be on both sides of those buildings. Typically, you see a retail space, maybe a 25 or 5,000 square foot, just shotgun
Yes.
piece. Is your intention to have these backing up to each other, which is somewhat different than what I've typically seen in the past, where you do have a front side and then you have a back side for
Back side mostly like for employee parking and overflow parking, but the front mostly like a people park and do their like a retail shopping and then leave.
okay. So your back side won't have the glass and and then just a minor thing, which is the nuances, but it's interesting that our retail, which seems like would generate probably more trash than our industrial. Your dumpsters, you don't even have any dumpsters up there by the retail. They're a second building back. So um,
I don't know the
Yeah,
design
that's something
perspective.
that they would deal with at permitting. It probably was just something overlooked.
yeah, I think there's questions and concern about Whitmire is that's a rapidly growing area as far as commercial goes, and with the introduction of some heavier vehicles, it's speculative. I mean, you said it yourself, we don't know yet what's talking about going back there. And in Whitmire, Whitmire's it's a very narrow road. I know we've done some research on that. I see that you're doing a turn-in lane there. I think there's some concerns about proverbial cart before the horse. We get the development in there before we're able to support the traffic that's right there. And so I think that's somewhat of a concern that may be shared with others. But is there any willingness to widen Whitmire? Have you looked at the idea of putting some additional capital into helping support the increase of infrastructure?
I mean, we will plan to dedicate the 15 feet of right of way that Public Works has asked. We haven't gotten into the specifics about road improvements and what that looks like. Certainly dedicate right of way.
Are you willing to help with the infrastructure beyond that? And I don't want to put you on the spot. I mean, we can continue. Just something to think about because obviously there's some big parts.
I mean, I think when I look at this, what makes me take a step back is the three buildings in the back. Me personally, anyway. I mean, Whitmire Drive. I mean, I've driven that road many a times. Went on the property back years ago in high school, and Dustin still lived. Um, but that road is a very residential traffic. I understand that there's some growth to the north of that, but essentially, I mean, commuter traffic going through there, and you start talking about the introduction of 18-wheelers. How many 18-wheelers are we talking about? I mean, that's a narrow road. How many, are we talking 2 a day? Or are we talking 15 an hour? I mean, I don't know what that looks like. I mean, I know he's talking about it being some warehousing and some some trucks loading and unloading there. But I mean, what does that look like? And how are they going to access Whitmire? I mean, I see that, the right in, right out. But I mean, does that mean they're going to come from Lumpkin Campground to turn in as a semi?
So I can from I can say I work on a lot of industrial projects, and typically for this type of the size of these buildings, you're not going to get your heavy truck traffic. You're looking at more of the box trucks. If it's distribution, it'll be very light distribution. For example, I did a project recently in Cumming. It was a 115,000 square foot building, and that the intention of that was it would have mostly box trucks. That's just the nature of the businesses that would come here. And this is even further north. So I really don't anticipate the big on a project. Not that I'm not saying that there won't be any, but not a heavy amount.
Richard, maybe I'm getting confused here. Where are the trucks supposed to enter in from?
Yes, sir. So one of the planning commission's concerns was the first entrance from 400. That will be by far the heaviest use. That is going to be customers for the commercial, employees and owner operators of the small businesses, and trucks, whether small, medium, or large, typically coming in from 400, turning left into this, and then when they're done, either exiting or the west, but when they exit, if it's on that far side, closer to Lumpkin Campground, they could only go right. I think that was the purpose of that secondary, to not be used that much, but when it is used, to not have trucks especially go left on the Lumpkin Campground, to really focus everybody hitting 400, which probably would anyway. It'd probably be 9 out of 10 vehicles. But I think that's why Planning Commission in their recommendation had a condition that prior the Public Works shall evaluate the needed road depth from the east access into the development to potentially be deeper, so that the biggest trucks down to the little Honda Civics, that they can all get easily in and out.
And you're co-blending those two products. I mean, you're co-blending a tractor trailer potentially in a Civic in that same one entrance. Don't we normally try to divide that where we wouldn't have that heavier traffic coming through a retail section? Is that typical?
I mean, I've seen different ways where, in this case, this is a mixture. This is multiple small businesses, and this is not your typical traditional business park, traditional industrial park. This really is a hybrid. And yeah, I mean, in Cobb, Cherokee, and some in Forsyth, you really, it's hard to find it right here, of course, because we're not talking about a place that's on an interstate. So traditional business parks we know are in Jackson County or Hall County or over on either way, 75, 85. So here, it is a little different model than a traditional business park. So yeah, there would be mixture of vehicles.
And I think we typically here we see our traditional not in our prime retail real estate. I would think.
I think my biggest concern is we have so much development right there already now. I mean, we have the new hotel that's going up. We have a couple that's coming fruition, or into the stages of building. Most people nowadays use just a GPS of going where we're going today. It's not going down to the granny store and turning left. It's put it in GPS and go. My biggest concern is coming up, even if it's just a 26-foot box truck coming down Whitmire to the roundabout. If just say it's a turn or whatever the case may be, that's a big concern of mine, especially being in my district. Of the amount of traffic that's there already. Um, I feel like that if somebody did miss that turn, especially with that right in, right out, that is a concern of mine as well. You I feel like that there needs to be some type of change there with that right in, right out.
Could we ask that we postpone this for 30 days to have a chance to look at some of those issues?
That was going to be my recommendation. We've got a traffic study going on as well. I think we just need to table it.
Talk about that at the end.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions of the applicant? Okay, so I have one person who signed up in support. That's Miss Elizabeth White. Miss White, come on up.
Good evening, Chairman and District Commissioners. My name is Elizabeth White, and this property was my grandparents' land. I had the wonderful opportunity to grow up here, fishing in the pond, exploring the woods, and enjoying the watermelons my grandfather proudly grew. Years later, my husband and I moved into the home so we could care for my grandmother during her final years. We spent warm summer nights together on the back porch, and we brought our first son home on this property. This land has been in our family since 1968. It's over 50 years. 4 generations have been blessed to enjoy it. With the growth surrounding the property, things have never changed. Road noise has increased, foot traffic has become more common, safety concerns have grown over time. We appreciate the planning staff and thorough review and report stating that this rezoning request is consistent with the comprehensive plan. We also respect and value the review comments from Public Works, Etowah River, Sewer Authority, Emergency Services, and the Planning Commission. We ask for your approval of this rezoning request with the assurance that future development will follow all adopted rules and regulations within Dawson County's development code and will reflect the county's quality and standards. The east side of the property have already that border this property are already zoned commercially. This request is not spot zoning. It's within what is already developed around there, which I have stated. It is consistent with existing area and supports the aligned services and orderly growth as reflected in routine comprehensive planning. In closing, their surrounding development has reached a point where it's difficult for our family to enjoy the property as it's currently zoned. After watching how growth patterns and future land use maps have evolved, we believe it's time for our family to come forward and request the same consideration that has been granted to the neighboring parcels. This rezoning request represents thoughtful, cohesive, and predictable growth consistent with its comprehensive plan.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, so, no one else signed up in support of the application. As I said before, we kind of got some new rules. We got a sheet in the back. So is there anyone else in support of the application before I move on? Okay. Same thing for no one signed up on the opposition side to the application, but give somebody a chance if they missed the opportunity to sign up. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition to the application? All right, seeing none, I'll close the hearing. What is the pleasure of the board?
Go ahead.
I mean, I think that
Yeah, I was gonna ask Mr. Courtney, you said 30 days. Our second meeting in June is the 18th. Is that sufficient time? It's just short of 30 days. So my motion is we table ZA 26-14 until the June 18th meeting.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Stowers, seconded by Commissioner Bruce to table until the June 18th meeting and to gather some more information. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. And that is approved for on the table. Thank you. All right, we move on to new business. First up, we have consideration of acceptance of FY 2027 Georgia Department of Transportation Federal Transit Administration Section 5011 Transit Contract Funds. Any other information needed? Motions.
I make a motion to acceptance of the FY 2027 Georgia Department of Transportation Federal Transit Administration funds.
Motion by Commissioner Gaines, seconded by Commissioner Stowers. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. That's approved 4-0. Next up, we have consideration of request to extend a part-time temporary transit driver position for 6 months. Any other information needed? Motion.
Make a motion that we approve the extension of a part-time temporary driver position for 6 months, not to exceed $6,000.
Motion by Commissioner Stowers, seconded by Commissioner Bruce. Discussion.
Technically, I think financially wise, the majority of that's going to be paid out of the grant, is my understanding. And we'll absorb probably maybe 1,000 of that, but yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion? Please vote. That's approved 4-0. Next up, we have consideration of Georgia Mountain Regional Commission contract for grant application, Appalachian Regional Commission. Any other information needed? Motions.
Are we approving the contract? Is it, because there's two different items.
Item 3 on for you now is for the Georgia Mountain Regional Commission to help us with the grant preparation and submit the grant application for us. It's almost a formality, but there is
And that is
a contract with them. And then the next item is actually the grant application approval.
So,
Approval of GMRC to work with them.
Yes. Contract with them.
make a motion that we approve the contract to work with GMRC to
Motion by Commissioner Stowers, seconded by Commissioner Bruce. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. We're contracting with them. Yeah. And that's approved 4-0.
The next one's just to fill out
the application.
Next up, we have consideration of Appalachian Regional Commission grant application. So this is to do the application.
Okay, I make a motion to move forward with filling out the application for the grant with Appalachian Region Commission.
All right, so motion by Commissioner Bruce, seconded by Commissioner Turkett. Discussion. Please vote. And that is approved 4-0. Next up, we have consideration of board appointments, and I think there was some desire to do all these together
Correct.
in one vote. So we have Avita Community Partners, Laura Brown, Angela Brown, July 26th through June 2029. Library Board, Carol Tiger replacing Catherine Reagan Smith, term July 26th through June 2030. Cody Thornton replacing John Shear, term July 26th through June. Jason Shear. Orange Planning Committee, Olivia Coughlin replacing Shannon Stafford. Any other information needed? Motions.
Motion that we approve board appointments A, B,
Motion by Commissioner Gaines, second by Commissioner Stowers. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. And that's approved 4-0. Right. We also have request to donate surplus community emergency response team trailer. I think that was to, what county was that? Heard County.
Yeah, Heard County.
Any other information needed? Motions?
Make a motion to donate the surplus community emergency response team trailer to Heard County.
Second.
By Commissioner Bruce, seconded by Commissioner Turkett. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. That is approved 4-0. It is my understanding we have a need to go back into executive session in reference to personnel and potential litigation. So I'll entertain a motion for that. Motion by Commissioner Gaines, seconded by Commissioner Stowers. Discussion. Hearing none, please vote. And there'll be no vote coming out of that. Ms. Davis, no vote coming out of that. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your attendance.